It's locked. I don't want locked. Oh boy. Always a hiccup with something these days. Location, lock, orientation. No, it wasn't locked. But I guess YouTube wanted to lock it for me. Oh well. It is what it is. I haven't done live stream in a long time and I thought it was good, but hey, it is what it is. Hello everybody. Let's see if how can I even see my chat here? I can't. How, mm, oh, rats. Couldn't do it on my computer. It was saying live stream not available right now. I did it twice. First time that's happened. You know, this is life. Trying to do something, learn something, but yeah. And the dogs are barking like crazy. This is the countryside life. Because there's one person connected right now. Hello, what's up? Having technical difficulties with this darn thing. And I'm trying to, like I said, I was trying to do it on my laptop, sitting out here at the country house. Shh. And they're barking outside at local dogs, probably walking across the front of the house on the street side, in the countryside here, on the road side. It's not even street, it's a dirt road. And I'm trying to see how I can see the chat because it has it in this vertical form and I want it horizontal as I normally do a live stream. But this thing is crazy today. I cannot see where my chat normally would be. No, didn't want that. See, there goes my laptop right there. I'm trying, and okay, JR3530, hey, how are you, man? You're half asleep, gotcha. Good morning to you. JR3530. It's been a while since we talked, or since we chatted. Oh, I got 12 people on right now. At least I can see the chat. And the dogs are barking a lot, so let me just get up from this and try to walk towards another part of the country house here, or the property. Hello, Milan Ruiz. And then I got the neighbors playing salsa music. And there's the beautiful mountain ridge right there here. The Andes Mountains. I mean, I could just turn the camera around and you see it better. There goes the mountain ridge. It's a beautiful day. I mean, it's been 2 beautiful days, yesterday and today, because before that it was just raining a lot. And here we are. So I want to talk about Medellin, Colombia. So if you have any questions, please ask. If you guys have any questions, please ask. I will be more than happy. I was trying to do this live stream. I'm going to keep repeating it for every couple of minutes on my computer, on my laptop. As you can see, my laptop is right there and everything. And for some reason, the YouTube had never done that to me before. It says live stream not available right now. And so I finished it and tried to do it again so I could go live. And the same thing happened again. So I had to just use my phone. At least with my phone, it's not giving any problems here. So please ask questions. This is an English channel. Este es un canal en inglés. Este es un canal en inglés, pero si alguien tiene alguna pregunta en español, bien pueda, con gusto les respondo. This is a channel that's in English, but if you have a question in Spanish, just type it up there in the ponga la pregunta ahí en el chat y yo le respondo y lo traduzco al inglés. Put up your question in Spanish if you don't speak English well or don't understand English well in the chat. I'm saying to the person, and then I'll answer the question in Spanish and then translate it into English for the English audience. My neighbor is playing loud music, a little loud. One of my neighbors in Spanish, salsa, some salsa. So I apologize. Couldn't do it on the laptop. No pude hacer el live stream in a laptop. Couldn't do it in, because it would have been easier, more comfortable. Yeah, neighbor over there, they're playing music. See, the music's coming from that house over there and all that. And that would, mess up things a little bit. Well, a lot of people were here before, but they all left in general. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. It's 11:10 approximately. 11:15 in the morning. So, um, this is not Medellin, Colombia. This is near Medellin. This is about a 30 or 40-minute drive or bus ride from Medellin if you're coming to this place. Well, the viewers all went down, the connected people. I guess nobody wanted to see the countryside, but I'm not in the city. So, but I just wanted to talk about the city of Medellin. And I'm just, yeah, it's what it is. This is English. This is an English channel in English. I used to have one in Spanish, but I got rid of that. So, um, Medellin is growing in popularity these days. The Medellin metropolitan area. A lot of people are becoming more and more interested in visiting Medellin and the metropolitan area because it's so beautiful. I'm not here to promote any sex, drug, tourism kind of shenanigans. That's not me. And just the beauty of the people, because the people are very nice in Medellin. Um, what else can I tell you? The weather is usually very nice, though for the last month and a half we've had a lot of rain, heavy rains. There have been floodings because of the small creeks overflowing their banks in the Medellin metro area, like Itagüí a few days ago had a problem, and two people were reported missing or drowned because they were right next to the creek, and when the creek had like a flash flood. But in general, yeah. Well, this is the countryside. This is in the countryside. This is Oriente Antioqueño, or Paisas. Paisas are the people that live in the Medellin metro area in the valley, Aburrá Valley. I'm not in the Aburrá Valley. I'm in basically in the San Nicolas Valley, or whatever they want to call it here. Valle de San Nicolás. Adonai, Luis Fernando, hola, how are you? So basically, this is geared for people who want to really know how safe Medellin is these days. Well, it's much safer than it was in the past, much safer. But please, guys, ask me questions. Ladies, gentlemen, whoever's on here watching right now or in the future. There were like 12 people connected at one moment, but I guess people just wanted me to see me walking in the city. But I'm not there. I'm here because one of my dogs passed away. I mean, we had to put one of our dogs to sleep on Thursday, late afternoon, because he had been attacked while we were walking in the countryside by two Rottweilers that broke out of their country house property thing. Like they just pushed the door open after hitting it hard, like opened it after hitting it hard, the gate, the wooden gate, and I tried to defend and everything, but I fell over, and they did a serious job on Zeus, and that was on May 1st. But his situation just got worse and worse, and he was already an elderly dog, and he was suffering a lot. So that's why I didn't go to the city today, or Rio Negro, or anywhere to do a live stream. But I said, let me just do this for people who want to know a little bit about Medellin. Now, I have been doing some research. I had been doing some research before this live stream today, and people who are pensioners who have a pension in countries. I mean, not in Colombia, but of course in countries outside of Colombia, and they're foreigners. And you want to, let's say, get a visa. It's called I think it's a P visa. I forgot what it was, what type of visa. I think M or P. And you can apply for that as a pensioner if you want to live in Colombia, but you have to make at least three minimum salaries, Colombian legal salaries in terms of per month. Because right now I think the minimum legal salary in Colombia is like 1,300,000 something thousand pesos. So multiplied by three, it's like almost 4 million pesos, which is right under $1,000 a month. So you would have to show certify that you make that minimum requirement, plus you have to have a health certificate issued by your HMO in the country you live in or something like that that the Colombian government would ask for the application. And let's say a police record, a report, like they call it here, something judicial. I forgot what it was, and where the that country's police department or whatever judicial branch would say this person is in good standing, doesn't have any warrants out for their arrest, or is not being was not on some blacklist or whatever, stuff like that. And you submit all these documents either in person if you were like at one of the consular offices in your country, or maybe the embassy, or online. And I think it's about $380 for all the fees that they ask for in general for the different things to study your case and whatever. And then if you need a lawyer, an immigration lawyer, it's about $500 for that. And there are some immigration lawyers, good ones, but I don't really know of any. But there's a YouTuber. There are two YouTubers that are living in Medellin that really hit a lot on that, and you can go to their channels. One guy, his name is the channel name is AKA and K Joel's JOELS or apostrophe S Colombia, AKA Joel's Colombia, and I think he immigrated to Colombia from I think it was somewhere in Australia, but he's of some kind of descendants. He's not a white Australian or from New Zealand, somewhere around there. And the other guy is Medellin Buzz, Medellin and then Buzz, Buzz. And they do a lot of videos talking about expats who are living here, younger people in their 30s or 40s who have gotten residence here in Colombia because of business setups or whatever, investments, and they have invested more than enough money to show the Colombian government that they're not here to be vagabonds, to, or be leeches or some kind of a danger to the Colombian population and whatever. Okay, well, look, I was born in, okay, JR 3530 asked the question, how many years in the States, in the United States of America, and how many years in Colombia? I was born and raised in the United States of America, right? Of North America, whatever people want to call it. I was born and raised there. I'm originally from South Carolina, USA, in case you haven't picked up on the accent, but it's not totally from there anymore since it's a mix of that. And I lived in New York City, in Queens, New York for 7 years as a teenager. And I lived in Georgia for about 4 years or so when I went to college as an adult. Then I lived in Jersey for 2 more years. In between that, I lived in the U.S. for 25 years, basically 25 years of my whole life. I lived in the U.S. I'm 53 now, and all the other time has been basically in Colombia. 27 years I've been living here total, not continuously, because the first time I came to Colombia, and let me show you the beautiful landscape today. I mean, the weather's beautiful. It's just awesome. And it's cool temperatures up here in the mountains. The highs up here where I live in this area of Oriente Antioqueño, the highs don't go up to more than 71 or 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And the lows don't go lower than 49 degrees Fahrenheit. And you have many beautiful days like this, many beautiful days like this when you are here. living up here. And then you have a lot of rain. That's why it's lush green, lush green. So you have a lot of rain uh, here as well. So I've lived here for a total of 27 years. But in those 27 years, I came in 1995 to live here, September 95. And I decided to stay. And I've been an English language teacher for all that time, except for 2 years when I went back to the United States in 2010 to live there, thinking I could still live in my own country, that I would still like it because of the experience I had before living there until I was 23 years old. But things didn't work out. I was in Jersey for 2 years, working as a taxi driver, working for Domino's Pizza, working in the catering business for a few months, as a dishwasher initially at at Fridays, TGIF. Fridays, the chain, the international chain by Carlson, the company. So I worked there as a dishwasher. So yeah, there goes the answer to your question. I'm Colombian American. I am Colombian American. Soy colombiano americano. My mom was Colombian from Envigado. My mom my mom and dad got married. My dad went before he got married. My father's Colombian too. My father is Colombian. My father went up to Toronto, Canada on a work visa and everything. And he got work up there back in 1970 and everything. Because back in those days, it was not a problem for Colombians to get a visa to go to Canada or the US or whatever. And he went there legally. And then he came back a year later, married my mom because they had been dating before he left. And they got married in Envigado. My mom was from Envigado. She passed away 2 years ago. And my dad's from a small area, small town here in Antioquia. But he spent his teen years in Medellin. Came over when he was like 12 years old or whatever. And then, all that other stuff. And I was born in the U.S. because my mom went to a funeral in New York City of her best friend's funeral, and she decided to stay 6 months pregnant, being 6 months pregnant because my mom and my dad, they conceived me in Canada, Toronto. I was going to be born there. But 6 months, like I said, into the pregnancy, she went to New York City to her best friend's funeral, and she decided just to stay because she was so sad, and she was with her friends, best friend's family too, because they were living there, all of them basically, in Queens, New York. And then my father went over to New York, and I was born, and because I was born in the U.S., they became legal residents of the United States of America, and then down the line they became citizens. Well, yeah, exactly, but not in all of this. So there you go. That's the story. Hello, Robloxiano, Fran, el Robloxiano. ¿Cómo le va? ¿Cómo estás? How you doing? So I speak Spanish fluently. Yo hablo español, pues, con fluidez. Ya tantos años viviendo aquí, además de que mi familia es paisa y antioqueña. I speak Spanish fluently because my family is paisa and antioqueñan because of the state of or department of Antioquia. And yeah. ¿Qué preguntas tienen? What other questions do you have about life? People who wanna live in the Medellin metropolitan area, want to live there, not just for a little tourism, just for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, but people who are interested in living here. I wish I could do this horizontally, but the phone wouldn't let me do it. I don't know why today I was trying to do it horizontally as I normally would do a live stream, but it just didn't let me do it. It's crazy how these things get all nuts sometimes. And we bury our doggies. All these years we bury them over there. We got a little pet cemetery around the other side of the fence. And now I can kind of hear the salsa over there. There goes La Subadra, my doggie. And one of the doggies are there. She's over there exploring. And I'm just using the nice, hot, dry weather today. It's not hot, just a hot sun, to be able to dry these blankets and bed sheets. And the doggies are barking, and there she goes. And I live in that structure, in that small house. It's a humble life. No, he doesn't see you. And the dogs, yeah. I mean, these are both my dad's land. We just have this fence separating the dogs from the other dogs. Entonces, ¿qué preguntas tienen? Hagan preguntas. If you have questions in Spanish, go ahead. Leave them in the chat. Hey, Oreo. Her name is Oreo. Like an Oreo cookie. And yeah, well, I think the salsa is over there playing kind of loud. But it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Es un día hermoso, un día hermoso. Anybody watching now, just I'm saying it, I couldn't do it live on my laptop because I was gonna do it, but for some reason, those are the neighbors' homes. This is just because they have a few houses there from the same family and everything, but normally it's just a bunch of houses spread apart. But except for this particular little area right here. And I'm a simple man, I'm a humble man. Now I was trying to do my live stream off of my laptop, as I said, because it's easier and whatever, but YouTube did not let me do it. It said live stream unavailable right now. And I tried to do it twice. That's why I got on to this late. I was supposed to do it at 11 a.m. and I had, how would I say, I announced it just on Instagram. I didn't want to announce it on YouTube previous to the live stream because of those difficulties I've had in the past where YouTube doesn't let me do it. But it let me do it off my phone. Oh, well, what can we say? YouTube is wacky sometimes. I don't know. I just don't know. But I am looking forward to getting back into live streaming again soon. To go out with my mobile phone. But the thing is, when you're out on the street, sometimes the signal strength from my mobile service provider might be weak in that area because a lot of people are connected, or maybe one of the towers might be down in the area so the signal strength is weaker, or whatever other technicality there might be. And then it starts buffering, and then people say, oh, your phone has bad imaging or whatever. But buffering is not because of the phone. It's because the signal strength is poor at some particular moments, or for some reason or another, a lot of people are connected to the network in that area when somebody's live streaming. It happened to me last year in Marinilla, the town of Marinilla, right next to Rio Negro, Antioquia. Rio Negro is the second largest city in the state of Antioquia. But I will start doing live streaming again, but only on the weekends, either on a Friday or a Saturday. Usually it will be around here in Oriente Antioqueño. It might be in Guarne, it might be in Rio Negro, it might be in Marinilla, it might be in El Santuario, these towns. It might be in La Ceja when I go out there. And I'll do it on a Friday afternoon because I don't work on Friday. So on a Saturday, I'll do live streaming. And once in a while, I don't go to the city because Medellin, because it's I'm not a big city person and it's too warm for my body. You know, for my body, it's just too warm. And for my body, it's just too warm. And I'm just like, if I take the truck, if I drive down in the truck, I'll get to Medellin if I take the Medellin-Bogota highway, which would be quicker to get to Medellin, so to say. You know, so to say, if I wanted to go more quickly to Medellin, I would just take the Medellin-Bogota highway and I would hit the northern part of Medellin, the city. The northern part is right there bordering Machado, which is Bello, part of Bello. And it's right there what they call Zamora, the neighborhood of Zamora, which is one of those like low-income neighborhoods. And so because through that area, then I would have to traverse the whole city, the whole highway, to get, let's say, to Los Colores. Not the whole city, half of the city. But still, this way would be quicker. And I would be there in Los Colores, where I used to live many years ago, where my grandma lives. She's 102 years old, my dad's mom, going on 103 this September. And I would go, but I just don't go to the city. It's too warm for me. my body starts overheating with the heat, and I'll go down there eventually again. I just don't know when. And I'll do a live stream when I go down there and I spend the night in Envigado at our home because it's our mother passed away because I have a brother. His name is Dennis, and we still have the house. Her mom passed away. It was her house. She had inherited it from her dad, my grandpa, and she never sold it. And it got fixed up, really remodeled and everything back in 2021. And I remember I came back from Mexico, and I was only going to be here for a few months and then go back to Mexico after I would organize some financial situations and everything. But mom was, she had a fractured shoulder that she had fallen a week before I got back to Colombia. And when I went to visit her, it was a surprise to me because I arrived straight from Mexico. Where was it? No, I flew in from Los Angeles, California, because I remember I had crossed the border into the U.S. through Tijuana, TJ, went up to San Diego by the tram line and everything, and because I wanted to do that my whole life, and I had been to Mexico before, and I stayed in Los Angeles for a night, and then caught a flight through what was it, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, and the other one to Medellin. I went straight to mom's, and not I didn't come here to the country house. And the surprise was for me, anyhow. Uh, that whole story was just to say that whenever I do go down to Medellin or in Vigalo and do live stream there, it's because I'm going to stay the night. But I'm just not big on going down to Medellin, and live streams don't really. I mean, they don't. Yeah, sometimes it could be a problem. Like I said, I want to do the horizontal thing, but this is on the vertical thing. I don't know why. I tried to begin the live stream on the horizontal, and the phone wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me. The app, the YouTube app for live streaming didn't let me for some reason. Once in a blue moon, it does that. Usually, I can do a live stream horizontally 9 times out of 10, but today was that one time out of 10 that I can't, that I couldn't. So I'm here, you know, showing you the beautiful countryside of Colombia. But please ask more questions. But please, if you guys have questions, well, there are only two people connected at this particular moment from what I could see in this live stream. Well, sometimes things just don't go according to plan. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. And I had it all mapped out because it would be easier, more comfortable. Instead of me holding this phone in my hand, it would just sit in with the laptop and talking about things and information and whatnot. And like I said, well, the neighbors over there kind of hitting the music a little hard, probably listening to some vallenatos and probably cleaning his car. That's why he's doing that. And there goes my girl, one of my girls, Parvati. And there goes my dad's humble home up there. And yeah, he's definitely listening to vallenatos. And probably the phone picks it up, the audio. Maybe it doesn't because it's not that loud, but it's loud enough for me to be distracted. Yeah, vallenatos, classical Colombian, original Colombian music, vallenatos. But look how beautiful the sky is. Second full day of no rain. No rain like that classic song from the 1990s. I forgot the name of the group. It was a cool rock and roll song, 1990. It was like light rock and roll. I forgot the name of the group. No rain. And trying to escape all that sound. And you escape it normally because it's normally very quiet around here. But once in a blue moon, some Colombians in lower income neighborhoods, or just some Colombians that might have a lot of money but just not a lot of class, like to blast their music. Yeah, I was one of those guys. Didn't have a lot of class when I was young. When I was 20 something years old, I remember my car in the States, in Georgia, playing the music loud on the stereo so everybody could look at me. I could attract attention, you know. Okay, let's go back to Medellin. Let's talk about Medellin. I'll be doing this again and again every month or so. I don't know, whenever. So Medellin, let's get down to it because I've given people enough time to come and go and to see who wants to stay. But it is what it is. You're never going to get a uh, full audience or whatever, full house. So Medellin, Colombia. Okay, now when I used to come here on vacation to Medellin, Colombia, I remember in the 80s, I mean 70s, 80s, when I was a little child and a teenager, because mom and dad would bring us and everything. And I remember in 1988 or 89, one of those times we came, I remember there was really a lot of violence going on here because of the stuff that was going on in terms of, I don't even want to say because sometimes they penalize you for saying something on a video these days, specific words that the AI picks up. So there was that conflict, that those problems going on in the late 80s with Mr. PE, and it's not physical education like in high school, not the PE class or in junior high school. Mr. The notorious one, not Notorious B.I.G. And with their beef with the dudes from Cali and all of that. And so there were a lot of problems. There were curfews at night, couldn't go out. There was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people, being erased, stuff like that. So that was a really dangerous time to be here in those places like Cali or Medellin or whatever. I don't know, Barranquilla. And there was just a high crime rate and everything, blah, blah, blah. And then in the 90s, it was still like that until 93, 94. I don't remember when it was that the Colombian government, with the help of the US government and all, with specially trained people, they were able to get their objective and take that player out of the game. And then things started to calm down a little bit. But then came in the communist armed rebel groups into hard play, and they'd been around since the 1950s, 60s, 60s, that they formed their groups, their communist armed rebel groups. And so then the country went into problems with that in 95, 96, 97, whatever. And there were always negotiations where peace going on, but there were a lot of stuff that people um, were afraid to travel outside the cities because they might get snatched on the road by an illegal roadblock set up by those rebel groups. And people were afraid as could be in general, especially people that had money. Poor people weren't afraid because they would say, what the hell are you going to take away from me? I'm poor. Can't do much to me. But the people that had money, whatever, they were afraid because, if they were snatched and, taken against their will, then these people would ask for ransoms and, hit you hard. And some people didn't make it back home, even though some of those ransoms were paid and all of that. So it was those were trying times. Then in the early 2000s, in 2000, a president came into that was elected. He came in and he decided to hit them hard. Those groups plus the other groups, the illicit, the criminal groups, organized crime, and he started hitting them hard with everything that he could, and he brought back a lot of peace to the country, inside the country, and a lot of people were able to gain confidence in terms of being safety, and go out and travel in their cars from Medellin to Bogota, from Medellin to the Colombian Caribbean coast or down to Cali, wherever they wanted to go, to Manizales, Pereira. And the same thing with people from Bogota, the same thing from Cali. They were able to go to the places in the country by car or by bus, and not have to be afraid of getting snatched illegally and taken against your will, and whatever. So it started bringing in a lot of safety because that person, he was elected president twice, so he was in office for 8 years until about 2008. And in 2008, I don't know who took over at that time, but it doesn't really matter because I don't remember anymore. And a lot of safety, and places like Medellin started to experience a reprieve, a respite from all the craziness that the city had endured. Cali too, Bogota in its own way, Barranquilla, Santa Marta, whatever, Pereira, Manizales, Armenia. Armenia. And yeah, I mean, a lot of things got better. Um, Crime rates started going down, the rate of crime. Also, the rate of the other stuff that I don't want to talk about because I just don't like the AI messing with my time in my life. And it's beautiful. That's an avocado tree right there. That's a big avocado tree. We have avocados. We got a small tangerine tree right here. Gives us nice little tangerines, like little mini tangerines. Then we got this lemon tangerine tree that gives us lemon tangerines, which we call limon mandarino. Let me zoom in on one. Looks like an orange or a tangerine, but no, it's a lemon tangerine. It's very popular here in Antioquia and Colombia in general. People use it with agua panela, like brown sugar loaf water, nice and hot, and you just squeeze in that lemon tangerine juice into it and a little sugar, and then you got agua panela con limon mandarino, kind of like a lemonade, quite sweet because of the brown sugar loaf. Because it's very popular here in Antioquia and in Colombia in general. Many places, I don't know. I've been to many places. So yeah, um, that president restored faith and confidence in safety with a lot of the Colombian people. And then foreign investment, FDI, foreign direct investment, started to increase because they saw the conditions had gotten better, especially in the 2010s, 2010 to 2020. More FDI started to come in. More foreigners started to come to Colombia to visit. I'm a foreigner. I'm a nationalized foreigner. I'm not a Colombian because a lot of people would say, "Oh, you're Colombian." I'm like, I wasn't born here. I wasn't raised here. I never went to any public school here or any private school here. The only thing I did go to here was university. I went to university here for about a few years and everything at a place called EAFIT. Studied there international business, the undergraduate program, but I didn't finish. I left after my fifth and a half semester there, 5.5 semesters. I just didn't see myself doing that. But going back to the story, a lot of trust and confidence has been restored into the people. A lot of people feel more confident about this country because a lot were trying to leave for many years. Still a lot of leaving, but more people with low income situations, they're not really making a lot of money, and they or don't have really good let's say economic opportunities or employment opportunities. So they're looking to go to countries like the U.S. and whatever. But I love Colombia. Very nice people. And I love this region, Antioquia, especially up here where the temperatures are cooler. Not Medellin. That's not for me. So we're going into the 2010s, 20 to 2020, and yeah, the country's getting better. The crime rates in terms of specific categories start to go down, and everything, and start getting better. People feel safer walking on the streets during the daytime. During the daytime, not nighttime. During the daytime, and well, I haven't seen any more messages in the chat. That's okay. But remember, guys, if you want to have a question, you have some kind of specific question, please leave it in there. And yeah, this little house hasn't been finished. Only the first floor is where I'm living. And the second one is not finished. And one of these days, maybe. Takes a whole lot of money. And my money was tied up with traveling all these years, living in Mexico, living in India, living in Nepal. No, déselo a usted, padre. Listo. And my dad was asking me if I had given one of the dogs her afternoon pill, her noon medication. She's an old dog. Her name is Venus. So all my money I had invested in my travel life because I love traveling and I don't go traveling for like a little vacation for 2 weeks or whatever. What I did was I was a digital nomad. I was a digital nomad and worked remotely, and I still work remotely. I work with my classes. I teach. In case you guys don't know, I'm an English language teacher. Have been one for like how long? About 26 years, yeah. Yeah, 26 years I've been a teacher of the English language. Yeah, we don't use dryers here, no drying machines, just the washing machines. Because the weather's usually good and you hang the blankets or whatever clothing on the fence and that thing dries. If we had a washing machine, I mean a drying machine, that would just suck up a lot of energy and then the bills would be quite high. Living here is very inexpensive if you have a US salary or Canadian salary or some kind of Western European salary or a good pension from the States or from Canada or from England or from Scotland or Ireland or whatever, France or Spain. It goes a long way in this country. You know, it does. As for pensioners. So I've been at this for 40 minutes. Okay, a little more. Maybe I'll start doing maybe weekly or maybe bi-weekly live streams where I can get you guys used to this on a Friday or Saturday just to shoot the breeze and talk about Colombia, Medellin, and all that good stuff. And maybe I'll go out to town like to Rio Negro or something and walk around and do a live stream like I have done in the past over the years. Or La Ceja and just shoot the breeze for a little bit, not too long because under the sun you get shish kebabbed and all of that. So I don't know, you probably hear the music, but it's just vaginatos that they listen to. And this is the the pet cemetery right here. That's the entrance right there. And I have to go around to my dad's side of the. All of this is his, but then that's where we buried Zeus yesterday. Zeus was buried right there. Elena, who passed away 3 weeks ago during Holy Week, another doggy of ours, was buried just maybe 2 meters over, 3 meters over to that direction over there. And other doggies are buried here. Some puppies that died, I mean, as they were puppies, and some older dogs have been buried here. And I can hear that music from the neighbor really pumping a little more. Maybe you don't, but I can. It's not like I'm making any money off of this live stream, but I like to avoid the headaches. I like to really avoid the headaches with people. Hello, Kamala Trump. Kamala Trump. That's funny. Hello, how are you? And thank you for the young man. I'm a 53-year-old young man, Kamala. Kamala. Is that a woman's? I mean, that's a woman's name, like Kamala Harris. But are you a woman or a man? I just need to ask. And that's a pine tree, big old pine tree right there. Some nice flowers here that they grow here naturally. And that's a guajacan tree. And when it blossoms, it comes out with these yellowish leaves, flowers. I mean the petals. And the green part is just the green part, and then it becomes all like yellowish. It's beautiful, and then it drops on the floor. It's like a yellowish mantle or like a blanket all over around the tree. It's beautiful. And one of my doggies, Parvati. Parvati. Hey, Parvati, baby. And so, talking a little bit more about living in Colombia as a pensioner. Medellin. As a pensioner, if you want to live as a pensioner, you can. I did the research before. Hey, Hunter, how are you, Hunter? Good morning to you. You got your name out of nowhere. How did that happen? How can somebody get their name out of nowhere? I mean, did YouTube give it to you or whatever, the algorithm? Or did your parents just pick it out of a a shoebox with full of names? Honor, and then Troy, Statina Music Academy. How are you? Speed Coach Mechanics, Troy. I saw you the other day when Rob and you, I saw the restream, and Rob and you were talking about music and all the chords in the guitar and learning a special type of technique. Sorry, I'm very, let's say, not well versed in knowledge in terms of techniques. Oh, there's a nice bird flying, or is it a buzzard? A buzzer, a scavenger, a vulture. Well, it's not the kind of vultures you guys know, but I flew that way. Once in a while, there's a falcon. Sí, señor, yo les puse bananos. The old man is asking me if I gave him bananas to the birds this morning. I go, yep. Páseme otro, que ya se los comieron. Páseme otro enseguida, porque eso fue por la mañana temprano. Oh, it's Rob. Okay, Rob, you came in under that name, Rob. I thought it was Troy, but you came in with that the Music Academy's name. The coach, Rob the coach. Rob is an Englishman living in the world from merry old England. I forgot, where are you from again, Rob? All these years now that we've been friends, 4 years now, since 2021 in Mexico when we met up in Playa del Carmen. Is it Birmingham? Is it Liverpool? Manchester? I forgot, one of those three. So Kamala, are you a woman or a man? Kamala, are you a woman or a man? But thank you for the compliments anyhow. Sir, the last two bananas? Okay. There goes Mr. Bananas. He just gave me two bananas over the fence so I could go give the birds over here. And she's getting some sun right there, Parvati. And Shanti was, where's Shanti go? I don't know. Oh yeah, they got that music blasting, but I got the bird perch right here. See right here is a bird perch, and I put some bananas there. Well, they didn't eat all of the bananas, so I'll save it for tomorrow. The birds haven't eaten everything yet. Oh boy, coming into my, just to put these bananas away in the fridge. There's just a little space. It's a man cave or whatever you want to call it, or a one room. It's like a studio apartment. No, a studio house, not an apartment. And with my little bathroom and stuff like that, but it's messy, and I prefer not to show my mess. It's not messy, I'm organized, but it's just such a small space, and I still have to invest money. Man, it's going to take a while because, as I said, I put all my money into traveling since 2018, and two motorbikes that I had bought in that period from 2018 to 2021, and then I sold them. Well, I'll give a quick show. It's just a small space, and that's where the kitchen would go, but it's like a makeshift, and I do all my cooking right over there on that table, fridge, my little workstation right there, my bed, the bathroom, a wardrobe, and that's it. That's all my space is. Oops, I gotta get my computer out of the sun because it'll fry it. Let me put the computer back where it should go. Like I said, I don't have much space, but it's good enough for me. I'm good. I'm done with that traveling like a nutbag. You're a child, man. You're a child, man. I don't understand what that means. I'm just asking, are you a man or a woman? Or are you male or female? I'm not interested in children if that's what you're referring to. But whatever. I'm only interested in women who are very mature, above 30, above the rim, spiritual, vegetarian, etc., etc., etc. But it's all good. Oh yeah, near Birmingham. I remember now, Rob, because I was thinking, was it Birmingham or was it Liverpool? Could have been Manchester because we never uttered that word. I mean, that city's name, the name of that city. So yeah, and there go my three girls right there. Subhadra, Shanti, which is looking at me right now on the bed, and Parvati, her sister. Those two are sisters, and this one is just a sister, but because of they grew up together as pups. When I adopted them back in 2020, they were all adopted at the same time, basically, or rescued, or whatever. All right, let me just sit on the stairs here. Let me just sit on this thing over here. Drink some water. Well, what time is it? I gotta get my lunch. I gotta get my rice cooking. Ah, it's only gonna be 12, so not a problem just yet. Nice breeze coming in. It's a beautiful, clear day. Like I said, temperatures here in this area, not Medellin, but here up in the mountains, this where we are at specifically here on this property in this area, the elevation is approximately 2,350 meters above sea level. 2,350 meters above sea level. Rob came over here last year before. Rob was here for a few months in Colombia, for 6 months. Rob and I know each other all the way from, as I said, Playa del Carmen, Mexico, back in 2021. We met in July. Then he traveled on to Mexico City a week before I did. We just couldn't take the heat. The heat was kicking our butts. We didn't have any ACs in our Airbnb rooms that we had booked on Airbnb, and both of us made the mistake that we thought they had AC in there, air conditioning. And no, and it was blazing hot. It was, well, I don't know about blazing hot, but it was super hot. It was very hot, and we just couldn't take it anymore. Right, old boy? Right, mate? So then we met up in Mexico City after I got to Mexico City a week later, and we were there for a few months. He was there for like 2 months or so, and he left before me. Went on to another part of Mexico. He went to Acapulco, and I left in October, and I went out to, what was it? Querétaro. Oh no, Pátzcuaro first, in the state of Michoacan. I was there for a week. It was nice, where they made the movie Coco based on Pátzcuaro and the island Janitzio, that Disney movie back from 2018 or 2017, whatever year it was. And Querétaro, Guanajuato. I visited San Miguel de Allende, and I was in Guanajuato for 3 weeks and all that stuff. But Rob and I didn't catch up again in person until last year in Nepal, in Pokhara, 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 Nepal. That's a 1,500 meters, 1,300 meters above sea level. It's about 1,300 meters above sea level, so it was pretty warm. And with that heat wave that hit in April of last year, temperatures were like 37 degrees Celsius, like 97 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere around that ballpark. I can't speak Spanish. Well, I can, but this channel is in English only. Unless somebody's on it by mistake and asking questions in Spanish in the chat, then I'll answer in Spanish and translate immediately, because I've done simultaneous interpretation before. I speak both languages. I mean, English is my native language, Spanish is my mother tongue, and I really improved my Spanish speaking skills when I came to live here in 1995, because they were good, but not super good. I had an American accent in those days in my Spanish. Nowadays, it's very, very, very unnoticeable. I mean, somebody has to be really listening closely to pick up one of the words that I might mispronounce a bit with my accent, but everything else is pretty much better from what people say. I don't know. Litchfield, 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 one of those. Anyway, let's go back to the nitty gritty. We're going almost on an hour now, so I'll just do 10 minutes more max. So let's summarize all of this. Medellin, for anybody that is a pensioner, somebody that's already pensioned in whatever country they're coming from, you have to make 3 minimum Colombian monthly salaries per month as a pensioner from whatever country you're coming from. You have to certify that with your government and do all the translation. If it's not in Spanish, that certifies that you have that pension that is about $1,000 US per month. So you can live here. And, I mean, get a visa as a resident, like for like 1 to 3 year visa, I think it is, for that type of, for a pensioner. Forgot what the visa is called, but they got it all on their websites on Cancillería de Colombia or something. You have to also, from your government, wherever country you're coming from, that you want to apply, that you're going to come from, your country of origin, you have to reside there at least the last 3 months when you do the thing, and you have to, the documents that you submit have to be no older than 3 months upon the time of submission. Anything over older than 3 months, in terms of your origin, country of origin that it was submitted, it's considered expired, not valid, and you have to get something that is really up to date. Like a month would be better, not to run any risks of getting denied the application because one of the requirements was not met. And you have to have kind of like a police record, like something like a police report or something, whatever they call it in each country, that shows that you have no outstanding warrants for your arrest. You're not considered a criminal or on some blacklist for this or that. That you have a certificate of good standing with the law in terms of your country, and that has to be translated into Spanish, taken to the Colombian consulate office or embassy in your country, and have it translated by a legal translator that they recognize, and then that they accept, and then you get the document legalized by the Colombian government office in your country, whichever it is, consulate office, consulado, oficina consular, or embajada, the embassy, and those things. And then I think they say 4 to 5 weeks processing time. And like I said, it's about $380 for those fees, for different fees, studying the case and this and that, the visa, the fee, blah 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 for that type of visa, and then you should be approved. And then if you accumulate a couple of years living here, like 3 or 4 years or five, after 3 or 4 years with that particular visa and having no difficulties here, you also have to have an HMO, health management organization. You have to have health insurance before you come this way, and you have to have a health certificate that certifies that you are healthy both physically and mentally before you come to Colombia. And all of that, remember, translated into Spanish if it's not in Spanish. I mean, if you're doing it from Spain because you live in Spain and you're a Spanish citizen there and blah, 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 okay, it's going to be in Spanish. They're not going to require the translation, but they'll still require the Colombian consulate office to legalize it before you submit it online or whatever, physically. And then after 3 or 4 years of living here with that pensioner's visa, boom, you can apply for a resident visa. What they call, they give you the ID, which is cédula de extranjería. I have a citizenship ID card, but you can get the cédula de extranjería, which is one grade below mine or any other national, because I got nationalized here back in 1996. That's when I became a Colombian citizen, or else I would have been an illegal tourist, an illegal alien here in Colombia. So Medellin is safe these days compared to the past. Safer than many cities around the world, even safer than places like Los Angeles or New York City or something like that, or whatever, Baltimore, Maryland, places that are really going through rough spots right now. I don't know if it's Baltimore or is it Detroit, like it was back in 2011. It was going through some rough spots, and the only thing is that Medellin, one of the things is that you can't go walking at night in Medellin, especially in the low income neighborhoods, and you looking like a foreigner and a half. You'll definitely be a greater risk and greater danger. And in Envigado is a city right next to Medellin. It's a small city. It's very nice. It's much safer, and you can definitely walk out at night in most of the areas in Envigado, and you won't have a problem with that. You'll feel safe. I've done it so many times at walking around at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 11:30. But, if you're one of those kind of people, travelers, or kind of people that's just putting your nose into the wrong areas because you're into the drugs and the sex crap, all that stuff with the Tinder, looking for easy done it, easy does it stuff, like easy pickings, whatever, then you're gonna get into a lot of trouble that way, possibly. If you go to bars that are really where the people are there looking to rob somebody because they know a lot of foreign idiots go there, or even local idiots that have money, and then they slip them the scopolamine in their drink and whatever. So you're putting yourself at risk when you go into dangerous areas or places, and just like you shouldn't be walking on the street with your phone like this and this expensive phone in certain areas of the city of Medellin because they can get snatched out of your hand just like that. And especially if you're a foreigner, just have your AirPod on or whatever, or your wireless little earbud, and that's it. Don't put your phone like this. Just keep your phone out of sight, especially if it's an Apple or expensive phone, Samsung. I mean, an Apple phone. If you got an Apple i16, i15, whatever the hell that is right now, uh, those phones when people steal them from other people, and somebody paid like say $1,500 for the biggest, the best one in terms of the iPhones right now. That's like 6 million, 7 million pesos in Colombia. Um, they're not gonna get that money for it when they sell it, but they can get like a good $500 for it, and for them, that's money that they would need to work just a minimum salary job, a minimum like a one of those low tier jobs, like what they call like working at McDonald's or Burger King. You know, they make only like about 1,350,000. You would need to work a month and a half just to make that money, and they get it in one shot by stealing it from you, who gave them papaya. And that's it. I don't know, guys didn't have questions. I'm doing this, and I said I couldn't do it on my laptop because my laptop, the YouTube app on the laptop, said the live stream is not available right now. I'm like, why? Why is it not available right now? Why can't I do a live stream right now? So I ended the attempt. I tried again, filled in all the details, the title, description quickly. This, yes, monetization on, the chat thing, yes, all of this, blah blah blah. Location, go live at that. 2 minutes later, clicked, uploaded the thumbnail that I made that you saw here when you saw this, and it didn't want to go. I tried twice. Then I go into my phone and I tried to do it horizontally, and it wouldn't let me do it before I went live. It was just giving me problems. Never. Yeah, I've only experienced that twice before in the 5 years that this channel is gonna be on the air. Will have been on the air come this May 20th. That's when I started this channel. May 18th or May 19th or May 20th, 2020. And it's only been like 3 or 4 times that I've had that roadblock that I couldn't do the horizontal way, not this vertical stuff. I hate doing live streams on a vertical form. I never do them, but it is what it is. So I guess nobody had any questions except for one that was JR 3530. Nobody else had really any questions, and I guess I just got to put myself out more in terms of helping people who really want to come and live out here as pensioners or renters. There's a thing that's called rentista, is another type of visa that falls under the same thing or a little different. I think it's type R visa, and that's if you're coming to live here and you're gonna be renting an apartment and everything. You have to show that you make 10 minimum monthly Colombian minimum wage salaries per month, and that would be approximately 13 million pesos. That's right around $3,000 a month. You would have to show, certify that you are making $3,000 a month minimum U.S. dollars in order to get that type of visa where that you're going to be renting, and you could have, with these visas you're not allowed to work. You're only allowed to live here because you're making money from your own country. You got a pension coming in, or you got some kind of business where you're getting paid as a remote worker or whatever. You're getting paid $3,000 or $4,000 a month or $5,000 a month, and you certify, you show that with all the bank statements and whatever they ask you for, and then they give you that one. But that's more difficult because a lot of people don't meet that requirement in the world, not even in the U.S. A lot of people don't meet that. A lot of people don't have a $3,000 per month pension, or $4,000. But if you do, you can apply for that type of visa if you want to live here for 2, 3 years or something like that. But you can't work. You won't be able to work for any Colombian company here because it would be considered illegal. I mean, If you go into that, then you're at risk of, getting caught and getting your visa revoked and getting deported. Imagine that, you getting deported from Colombia. That's a funny one. Anyhow, that's it for today. Um, Good shooting the breeze with you guys. There are more videos coming out, just pre-recorded videos, but daily right now because I just decided to flush them all out, one per day, until Saturday next week. And after that, no more videos, pre-recorded stuff, and I'll just wait until I'm inspired, put it that way. And the live stream, maybe I'll do another one next weekend. Maybe I won't. For any of you guys that are celebrating Mother's Day tomorrow with your mothers, with the mothers in your life, have a good one. And if you don't do that, have a good one anyhow. And YouTube is not an easy place these days. Yeah, this channel is monetized, but it doesn't make me much money. $300 a year. I take it rather than nothing. It's come in handy at specific moments in my time when I've gotten that $100 paycheck, $110 paycheck, but it's only like three or times a year where I get $100 plus. That's it, because you don't get paid every month. If you got $5 this month, whatever, you got to get $100 or more accumulated total by the end of the calendar month, and everything by the end of the month to be able to get paid the following month. But not if you only got $60 accumulated in your account or 80. It's got to be $100 or more at the end of the month, current month, and then boom, the following month you get paid by YouTube. Everybody left. Basically, one person's still here, so I'm talking, I'm rambling. I'm gonna go make lunch. Y'all have a good one. Until next time. Que estén muy bien. Ciao, ciao, ciao.